Yes, hello, knuckleheads. I would touch on stuff that I've been touching on and off for a while now. Probably a good even like 2 years, give or take. But just because I would post things periodically, it didn't mean that people were per se listening to me or cared to or what have you at all, because you're dealing with a bunch of people that think they know it all, or you're also dealing with new age spiritualists that think they know more than you, especially if they're on the masculine side of the gender spectrum here, of a physical embodiment appendage of sorts. Mind you, they assumed, just completely disregarded my quote unquote me going through the motions of my own unique spiritual journey and getting clarification, and said going through the motions of my own spiritual journey to be able to see that whether or not something is working and or indeed effective. Yeah, you're also dealing with very narcissistic people. Yeah, whereas they think they know everything and you don't. But people can be getting that mixed up. This is only going to concern certain people when I post. People could be getting that mixed up with actually narcissism with narrow-minded people. So what we may perceive them as it being a narcissistic trait can just be them being just narrow-minded. Yeah, they're just that type of person or whatever. I know the alchemist touches into different types of soul beings. There's like three main types or something. Yeah, and if you're an INFJ, yeah, you're always going to more or less, I guess, feel alone or an outsider in groups of people. Yeah. Um. Anyway, so this is just a quick thing. So some stuff I've heard, it's a lot of different information, so I can kind of like compile it right now. Um, Keto Cakery Grande told me a while ago. She actually mentioned that coffee wasn't per se good, but I have actually done further research recently in a Mark Sloan book on methylene blue that coffee isn't all bad because of something about inhibiting nitric oxide. So coffee has that in common with methylene blue. Anyway, Keto Cakery Grande talked about organ meats. In particular, she did mention lamb heart. Now, Ethiopians. Okay, so I'm assuming I have ancestry with them. Okay, so it happened naturally that I gravitated to stuff dealing with Ethiopians in particular. Also known as people, you got Ham, like Shem, Ham, Japheth. So they're different, they encompass different types of people. I know certain groups of people in the collective are kind of like on their high horse to like take all the claim to stuff or something like that. I'd assume rather not get involved in any of that stuff. Yeah, I'm like, I leave it alone. You know, I know it's like I'll just end up looking at it as the bad guy, so I don't need to put myself in a position where I know it's not gonna do any good anyway. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so the Ethiopians put the ghee with the coffee bean, apparently to help absorb it. So whenever you put healthy fats with something, you're automatically assisting your body in its ability to absorb it. Yeah, so it only makes sense. So it's the use of that stuff. Just like, what is that? Pepper, use of pepper helps to absorb things. I know Sebi knew about that. Yeah, and in putting, I sprinkle stuff on avocado. So 4:32 on the clock. I know there was people in the collective that were talking about B17 and like freeze drying or putting in the freezer avocado seeds because they can be turned into a tea later and have a lot of nutrients. And something about the B17. Yeah, and the apricot seed or apricots. I've been putting like apricot oil on my face. I got two different kinds. Yeah, like periodically. I have put like turmeric essential oil on my face, and it was weird because I felt it being absorbed like in my left like side of my knee. Yeah, so like the tendon thing, so I don't know. I don't know if that's kind of like the bot showing the body and being having its sort of like own intelligence or something. So maybe the brain knows to send something somewhere or something. Yeah, it's interesting. Ramil Nagel, I read briefly in a tooth care book, talked about raw meats actually. Yeah, so I don't know if like getting something with your oral health and obviously mastication, they talk about how that builds up your yeah. I have a degeneration book I haven't looked into yet, but obviously like chewing your food more and mastication. I read research from an Instagram thing that cashew nuts really help. Yeah, your oral health. I've sprayed this like nanoparticle copper thing lately in my mouth. So like if I'm not always like super cleanly, I have been doing the oil pulling now. I hadn't done it in the past, but I started doing it in the past maybe a couple days, and then like the tongue scraper. Yeah, so something with the herbs too, because I was being drawn to like mineral gum things, like chewing on that. Like, yeah, I'm like, I don't know if they actually came up with something like that, though I seen like advertisements online, but I actually thought that was like a good idea. Yeah, like a mineral gum thing to like come up with that. Anyway, so no, coffee's not all bad. So anyone that needed clarification on that, there's two Mark Sloan books. People can read it for themselves. They don't have to quote me on it. Yeah, and obviously I put healthy fats in there, so like coconut oil, so that can help absorb things. Yeah, and then I do like organ meat pills that Ancestral brand. Yeah, I do that since I don't eat organ meats. I know Carnivore Aurelius has talked about he has a stuff with organ meats that he sells. I tried it by the organ meat chips or something. I couldn't stomach. I know I'm still a work in progress. I'm still, I guess, like a pussy or whatever, but not entirely because I actually did try it. Yeah, so give people an idea of some stuff I have researched with that. But yeah, Keto Cakery Gandhi talked about the lamb heart a while ago. This was in the past couple years. 3D to 5D consciousness with Nyla talked about Shilajit. Yeah, and talked about diet for your blood type. Joe Rogan, Mike Tyson also talked about diet for your blood type. Wrist flex, how to give yourself an OB was so many amount of past few years. Dr. Mason, Mindy Pels, and Tracy Marks, and then there's Dr. Rhonda. Yeah, there's quite a few people. How to give yourself an OB, yeah, that's all like pretty much like grass fed stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, Mannequin and Middle Path, they still eat meat. I heard Track Beat says you aren't what you eat, but at the same time you are because there is a chica that told me how to when I was eating like peanut butter a lot or peanut butter and jelly, it means like you're jealous or something among other things. Yeah, so there is still like a subliminal thing to whatever that you tend to like eat a bit. Yeah, there is a subconscious, deeper meaning to it in connection and correlation to that individual or individuals. Yeah, I figured that out recently. So it's not entirely like track when track beats mentioned you aren't what you eat, it's not entirely like what is it, accurate or something like that. Yeah, it can be still debated and stuff. I know 3D to 5D consciousness Chica mentioned not to really do pork or something. I know I still eat it from time to time. Something about like Sephardic Jews and being into the pork. Yeah, being converted to that. Um I don't know if it's like Columbus or someone else or something. Yeah, I have like beef liver powder. I have this Argentine stuff I haven't had in a while. I should probably start eating it again. Yeah, autism, a lack of B vitamins. Yeah, and then neurotoxins. So chitosan and Lyme disease. So people um, actually have Lyme disease if they're not if they have ADD, ADHD, or autism symptoms. Yeah, and stuff to do also with like heavy metals, so either neurotoxins, heavy metals, or lack of B vitamins. I know the other day I took like a bunch of different B vitamins at once, and yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, they were very like completely different. Yeah, so I mean, they could have. You can feel like when you do like vitamin overload, it gives you like this weird feeling. Yeah, so I know I definitely did that the other day, but yeah, I'm trying out that hydroxo B12 with folinic acid. It's like that versus like the methylfolate thing. Yeah, and then I have this Kirkland multi super B vitamin complex too. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I would definitely wouldn't like take them all at once like I did the other day. It's like I didn't feel like shitty, but it did give me like a weird kind of feeling or something. Yeah, so to me that's enough, I guess, indication not to do that. Um, yeah, I've been doing Shilajit water. I've been putting sea salt in there, and I just did lemon recently. Um, I have methylene blue water here and there. Yeah, memory has to do with the fish oils stuff, DHA, EPA, and B vitamins, I guess. So any people having memory issues, or organic coconut oil or MCT oil, I put that in the coffee or whatever, ghee or whatever, collagen peptides in the coffee or whatever too. Yeah, I heard that there's people that are saying that antediluvians didn't eat meat. I stumbled upon on Instagram, but that could also be that people people associate viewing people as dirty or primitive when they eat meat. So yeah, there's this thing in society where, especially modern day society or civilized civilizations, yeah, where they view, it's really weird. Some of the people anyway, not all of them. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but people I've noticed are weird when it comes to food too. Yeah, it's like you got people that really don't know how to appreciate it, or maybe it's like more or less they just don't care to. Whereas, and also maybe you got people, some people with like developed like taste buds or something. So I don't know if people having developed taste buds makes them like picky, or underdeveloped taste buds too or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's like I can't speak for people, but it's weird too when like you're dealing with people that obviously, like in comparison to like myself, are like built more on survival. So I would think those people are like less picky or something. Yeah, there's like some weird stuff going on when it comes to people and food or something. I don't know. It's like a lot of back and forth and stuff. Yeah, I know. It's been like a complete disarray in my environment. Yeah, I know. It's like they expect you to be like mind readers or and stuff, but yet they'll be like purposely selective with the food for like just being selective. They want you to level with them, but not too much, and they don't want you to like outshine or outdo their expectations either. It's a lot of really weird shit when it comes to actually food and nutrition and stuff. But yeah, I've been doing the ionic foot baths for a while because, yes, my mother did show me and introduce me to it, so I naturally gravitated to it on my own. Yeah, it's helped me out a lot. So, something about the heavy metals causing your body to hang on to fat, and something to even affecting your liver. Yeah, your liver's ability to properly, like, maybe like detox or do its normal functions or something. And obviously, fatty liver, but Yeah, I've been like working on that for a while since, I got sober in 2017. Yeah, I was big into drugs and alcohol before, yes, for like the longest time. I have to talk about stuff again in the near future, but I'm trying to think. So yeah, I've been doing that. Yeah, I've been doing like what is that? Do dry brushing and moves all the fat around. Yeah, I've been doing that. Trying to think what else. The epi greens I got that my mom gave me, so it's something about fermented fruits and veggies and something about the soil it comes from. Epigenetic labs, they discontinued, but they discontinued that stuff. I want to say it's now called organics. Yeah, so I did find out about that. Colostrum, yeah, if you're ADD, ADHD, autism, you want to do the bovine colostrum. So I read books about that. Flaxseed, I read in a book. It's actually not recommended because something about us being able to absorb it, we're not really actually able to absorb it properly. But that can still be debated if you put it with healthy fats, I would say. Um, I know EBH mentioned about Chinese cucumber and I think gualu. Yeah, for hepatitis B, HIV, corona, and something else it targets. Yeah, so I may or may not have it right now. I gotta look around and rummage about. Um, yeah. Yeah, it's been weird situation because it's kind of like um the jealousy. Yeah, the jealousy and it's like I will still I guess like step up and yeah, just be like nice and like do things, but it's kind of like I feel like because the people I'm around are so set in their ways with certain things, yeah, it's kind of like become this like um I'm just around to like hold space basically or something. It's kind of like you're just around to like make them look good, but they don't want you to like outshine them. So like for example, like we went to they made this big deal for one in going basically like with my current husband or whatever going to the hospital, right? And the grandma was so worried about because he kept complaining about heart issues and all this stuff. Granted, mind you, I found out that he was more or less one of those people that kind of like likes to make themselves sick. So I don't know. There was a reader that mentioned a while ago. It's something about like being like a hypochondriac, and I just read in a book the other day. There's other meanings to that. It's like the mind having to do with the mind versus the body. So like when you say the word hypochondriac, you automatically think it's the mind. Yeah, you wouldn't think it's like more just with the body. So there's something interesting there. I gotta look into more, but initially, yeah, I would think that actually has to do with the mind. So, i.e., as in someone like deliberately fueling something and putting more energy into something because they want it to manifest. So rethinking like how you think of someone that's like a hypochondriac or someone like that's always looking for things online basically to make themselves sick. Yeah, because a reader mentioned it about my mom and it wouldn't have surprised me. Yeah, so it wouldn't surprise me that that could be going on with other people too. Yeah, because I noticed like for me, I just go quickly to I guess like taking supplements. I got the habit from my mom because she always had like so many pills around in the house. Yeah, though I didn't pick up on it until like only so many amount of past few years. Yeah, because even though she would give me stuff, like I wouldn't actually gravitate to it at all. Yeah, so it's kind of like I was still going through like my own awakening and I was still like in like Stockholm syndrome and like, yeah, like all kinds of shit, illusions, denial. Yeah, it's like really deep. Gaslighting for so long. Though I did gravitate because I started noticing my eyes drooping to the side. I did start getting curious on like nootropics. So when I started doing my research, that's when I found out about the acetylcholine and whatnot. Was it alpha GPC acetylcholine and supplementing with that? Yeah, so it took, that was like so many years ago by now actually. I think. Yeah, but anyway, to give people an idea, yeah, it was like periodically I would start to like get up my ass and like research or apply things to myself. But no, to give people an idea of like the people I've been around. Yeah, so like it's like people that are very narrow-minded meets like very narcissistic, so they're just like very stuck and set in their ways. Yeah, so like they don't want you. They're more set on like you basically just being like this like body like that takes up space or something. Yeah, like just I think of just like a human battery, and it's just kind of like you're just kind of like supposed to be like just I don't know, like agreeable and just like play along with them and like agree with them like you're not really supposed to know anything or something. Yeah, but yet they want you to like still, I guess, like level with them, but only in like certain ways. It's really weird. It's like this unspoken stuff. Yeah. But anyway, so we had gone to, they made this big deal about it, thinking like, apparently thinking like I wasn't already being, I guess, like attentive to somebody when like the day before I had actually already stepped up on my own. I didn't need like people telling me what to do, but more or less it's just like you're dealing with people that still want to have a purpose in your life and dominance and being, what is that, matriarchal. Yeah, and being the what, it's like they want to be able to have an excuse to position themselves in a position to begin with. Yeah, instead of like acknowledging you for who you really are and that you don't need someone like that, that you're an adult and yeah, you're knowledgeable and intuitive on your own and shit. Yeah, but they made this big deal, right? So then we go to the hospital. And like I said, the day before I had already stepped up out of concern, so I chose to drive for someone to the store. So, he was constantly complaining about his heart and worried about his heart and like all this shit. Of course, then we go to the hospital and he was completely fine, except for electrolytes, which I had mentioned to him about electrolytes before we went to the hospital. Like I said, to give people an idea, this is what I've been dealing with. Yeah. So I had also given them I had left some supplements around here and there, but I ended up like putting them away. But because they're just sitting there. I had gave them Shilajit in the water. Yeah, but the older lady had him toss it out. Yeah, it's just minerals. And then I had put Shilajit in his water, and he like wouldn't even touch it or whatever. Yeah, and then there's something going on with the food when I make food. So like people be lying about like littlest things. Yeah, it's very very weird. Like it's weird. Yeah, so it's kind of like you're around people. It's like where this family dynamics. I don't know. They're just too narrow-minded, too narcissistic, and people built on survival. Yeah, and it's like you don't really know what to do with yourself. You're like, yeah, because it's like too like they're not willing to open up to you or like per se accept you because it's something about like because they can't keep projecting that you're like stupid, what's that, misogyny and prejudices and shit and all that. They can't keep projecting that at you anymore. Yeah, so I don't know, there's a fine line between like wanting someone around genuinely so you can really work with and build with together, I guess, versus just like really just wanting you to be like stay small, and that's why they wanted you around. yeah, it's very, very weird. But anyway, I try not to. I'm trying to refrain from any more, I guess, gossip and stuff like that. But yeah, I know I've seen the Vader talking about the clone phone or something, shit like that. Yeah, nothing surprises me anymore. It really doesn't. But yeah, I know I'm not, what is that, a con artist person? Yeah, like I'm not like what is it? Those like methodical or like mastermind or something. Apparently the times I've been, I guess, like trying to do whatever be slick, like failed anyway. Like recently or some amount of weeks or some shit. Yeah, in like real life time, so I don't know. But yeah, yeah, it's quite weird when people be jealous of you or they don't want to care to like embrace you and all this shit. Yeah, when like the knowledge is been spoken about by like all kinds of people in the collective, or it can be read about in a book or whatever, people can watch videos. Yeah, so it's kind of like, what are you start to think too, is like, what are they really getting jealous over in the end? Yeah, because it's just all like regurgitated information by all kinds of people and pioneers already and stuff. Yeah, I just read a mineral salt book and then I went and got my mineral salts. But yeah, I know about the rosemary on the forehead helps with choline. Yeah, stuff with your prefrontal cortex and shit. Yeah, I know I still gotta do more in tooth care. I did hear about tooth rot remedy being like crushed eggshells. So I would assume do crushed eggshells and make a paste. And obviously the herbs powder. Yeah, and some that's gotta have minerals, I think, in it. Yeah, I'm putting it in there. Activated charcoal. So we put it on it. It's like something about positive and negative. Activated charcoal toothpaste, and then that hydroxyapatite after. So I don't know if it's like a positive and negative thing. Yeah, my mom mentioned Amazon reviews, but she didn't realize that I'd already been gravitating to it. Yeah, I know. People were set on projecting that I was stupid on and off for like a while. It's very sad, I know. Trying to think some other like random stuff. PQQ. So people that were thinking I wasn't knowing what I was doing because of my diet. In reality, I did. PQQ is what activates your interstellar DNA. Yeah, that's when I seen like this weird third eye vision. Mind you, I'm still like eating other stuff that wasn't like the greatest at the time. Yeah, so it was Shilajit, CoQ10, and PQQ. And I did Nature Bell and this other one. So Nature Bell version had PQQ and CoQ10 together. The other bottle, which was just, I don't remember the brand, but it was green and white bottle, that was just PQQ by itself. But I took both of them, and I just did a guess by doing that, but apparently I was right. So it was a right guess. Yeah, it was just a complete guess. So apparently maybe Aries has perfected the art of I'm an Aries Pisces cusp. So maybe there's something about perfecting the art of like guesstimation basically, or being spontaneous and being correct or something. And basically I seen this thing that came up and went like opened up like this, so it looked like a plant. So I had researched the book Lee by Lee No with mitochondria, and it talked about it PQQ having interstellar properties. But anyway, it was a stalk that opened up like this, and like this little globulous cluster like went up and out, and it like got broke loose. The other thing I did at the time was the Violite thing, the red light thing, and I put it in my nose that my mom gave me. I know I gotta find the small one again. So I have the head harness thing by Violite. You have to go to the website. Yeah. And I found that I know I gotta take monoatomic gold again, and I know I gotta do this Essensiac stuff. I got pills, and I also got a tea and then a liquid supplement. It's supposed to hydrate your cells. But I have been noticing already good stuff with the just sea salt, yeah, and just water. Yeah, my skin has never been like so like hydrated looking. Like it actually looks like hydrated. So yeah, there's something to be said about that. There's something with coconut water, so electrolytes with coconut water, and then the unrefined salt or sea salt, Celtic sea salt, and Redmond unrefined salt. Yeah, I've been upping that, so it helps your body retain water. So yeah, if you're doing coffee, yeah, I would just say, in between, do the water. I got the lemon too. They mentioned to do that. Yeah, for detoxing. So, I mean, obviously that's adding another piezoelectric thing and then the sea salt, but I got inner vitality too. I gotta do that again. I got sulfur powder. I haven't used it in a while. My mom gave me. I actually finally got myself to eat tuna, and I hadn't ever been able to do that before, so that's a step in the right direction. Yeah, the lady mentioned autophagy with coffee, autophagy and ginseng and ginger, and I think something else. So yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't know. There could be something to liposomal D3 and K, vitamin K. There could be something to that. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Oh, I have to try this calcium again. Calcium 2 AEP. My mom was drawn to. She gave me, maybe of interest to some people in the collective. Hans Sniper. He has a book. So I don't know, for people maybe that are Hispanic, whether Mexican, Latin, Spanish, yeah, different stuff in bodies really. Hispanic, Sephardic Jews, I don't know, there's something maybe with this calcium 2 AEP. Oh, yeah, the Epigreens, that was something with the fermented fruits and veggies. Yeah, that's the only thing I've noticed to give energy. So even despite me eating like real fruits and veggies at times and stuff like that, the only thing that's given me energy is the fermented greens powder. So of fruits and veggies and stuff, but they're fermented, so there's something to that. Yeah, I have natto, the fermented whatever K or something. I have that. I've taken that sometimes. Um, Something about lion's mane and magnolia bark helping create growth or something within your brain. So I don't know, helping you create growth in links of communication. I overseen that online. Cod liver. Yeah, I do cod liver. They say liquids are the best. So I would say, yeah, helping like get your body's ability to absorb it right away or whatever. Yeah, I have to look into the D-ribose thing. I haven't done that yet actually, which is kind of interesting. I'm trying to think what else. If there's anything else I should touch on right now. I think that's really about it. Oh, Caroline Dooner, the Fuck It Diet book explains yeast. Yeah, so it's not like all bad. So like maybe if women were like embarrassed by it or stuff like that. I was doing the boric suppositories, that helps, but it's actually your body, that's how it I guess helps to rid itself of toxic or heavy metal overload. So that's why it gets created. So I don't know if people are thinking it's all just sugar. It's not, I guess. So maybe people need to be made aware of that. I've tried the garlic thing and the olive oil leaf thing. I didn't notice anything. And I did cut the garlic thing, and let it sit in that olive leaf, olive oil, olive leaf tincture. It was olive leaf, like tincture oil or something. Yeah, so medicinal, like, and I did put it down in there, but I didn't notice any difference. They have, I know EBH has talked, in Quantum Shift people talked about sitting. I did try it a while ago in the toilet where you had hold the tea kettle with the herbs and you let it like fumigate, rise up. I did try that like a while ago. I'm trying to think what else. If there's anything else I've heard in regards to all that. Oh, yeah, doing the they call them spiritual baths, but yeah, it's citric acid and baking soda oxygenates the bath. Yeah, so it helps to alkaline or whatever. Yeah, I've been doing that more and more. So kind of like a quick thing. I've been going earthing too. Was that walking barefoot and stuff? But yeah, there's a Ramil Nagel book that touches on things with tooth care, and there's other books too. So yeah, I don't know why. I guess people, there is definitely this thing. I don't know if it's like stigmas or people just looking at you as they associate dirtiness with food. Yeah, and something about maybe people not appreciating food or maybe having issues appreciating food or something. Maybe something with people built on survival or from like certain time periods and upbringings and stuff or something. Yeah, because and they look at me weird or yeah, very like immature and stuff. But it has nothing to do with you. They just like I don't know if there's some jealousy too if like you were genuinely like an authentic person, number one. And number two, if you genuinely authentically enjoy and appreciate good food, like already kind of thing. Yeah, because of it all depends like your upbringing and stuff. Yeah, so it's like having an eye for detail and an eye for things. I don't know if that automatically translates into like your taste buds or something, having experience with it or whatever, but mustard seed oil I haven't tried yet for oil pulling, and like salt. Yeah, I've seen something about like a oil pulling recipe mouthwash thing with that. I have to try it. So, um, corn tortillas have a lot of calcium. I heard, so explains why my family ate a lot of El Milagro corn tortillas. And something about Mexicans and fishbone powder having a lot of like, what is that, calcium? Yeah, I know. I gotta do it again. I would think to even there's calcium carbonate. There's the eggshell crushed, but then there's also hydrolyzed fish collagen powder. I would think you could use any of those as a paste. Then there's a hydroxyapatite and coral paste. There's also an alkaline version of coral calcium I've seen. I have it, but I haven't used it in a while. Yeah, I know. You gotta create synergy with potassium, magnesium, and calcium. People also too. That's electrolytes. I've heard it being called too. So something interesting. So no. Anyway, real quick here. I'll post later.